Pop quiz! What is it that men want? Or to be more specific, what is it that I want?
I just wanna catch my fish.
That's right, to go hunting. And I see no better place to do it than in a TenMon hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Platinum. As usual, there are level caps in place, and if a Pokemon dies, they go to my trophy room. But I must be truthful with you. I didn't simply choose Platinum for the scenery, or for the wonderful lakes filled with fish to catch, or for the legendary Pokemon to hunt. It's because this one kid named Peter has chosen to fine me 10 million Pokédollars. Unless I pay my fine, I will not be able to do the hunting that is my God-given right. So I must set out and defeat every gym leader and beat the Elite Four to be able to regain my license. This journey starts in Twin Leaf Town, where I take my precious Lingling out of the professor's box, but alas, I will not be using my Dumpling Boy in this run. He is too precious and I don't want him on my trophy wall. He'll be the one sipping whiskey enjoying my hunting cabin with me. Would you It's a rare blue-pointed Depressor Pup-Yearner. Oh, but it's not good enough to be on my team. Instead, we get our first two teammates. Elmer Fudd, the attack IV of 1 and speed IV of 0 Ladybur, and Zoe the Clampel, since everyone needs a friend. Looks like someone wants to give Peter a parcel. Okay, I guess I can deliver it. You know, Peter does get a lot of hate mail and bullying towards them. But clearly not enough, we can do better. We then have to watch Dawn teach us how to catch a Pokemon. Pfft, lady, that's just a waste of time, just do this! Oh, it's a wild Plericus arenatus. A great find if I do say so myself. I think I'll let this one live though, just to piss off MBL. And just prior we were able to meet an Investigus Virginus. Today's safari has been a lucky one indeed. After Jubilife, it's just a quick bludgeoning of Peter's little birdie and drowning of his little monkey, and we can make it to the first gym. And since it's a rock gym, this may be the only recorded use of Clamperl being exactly what is needed. Against the lead Geodude, we can get a quick one-shot with a quad-effective water gun, and then against Onix, while he sets up stealth rocks and misses Screeches, we can set up with iron defenses before water gunning him down to ensure we can also water gun down the final Pokemon, Cranidos. Easy gym. Zoe out here showing us all how it's done. This now gives us access to our third Pokemon, Doduo. And for this guy's name, let me search up another famous hunter. I'll name him the Goon. Wait, no, that's a horrible name, no matter how many entries it has. I'll name him Spike Spiegel instead. So welcome to the team, Humble Cowboy. What are those outlandish outfits you have on? My goodness, you call yourself adults. You kids, don't grow up to be like these sorry specimens. Damn, Rowan. My goal is to take away life of fun, and even that was extreme for me.
Help! Help! Please! I want to see my papa. He's gone missing. I went to the police station's missing person department to file a report, but there was nobody there.
Okay, well after beating up the guard grunt, I'm informed that the key I need to open the door isn't even here, so backtracking I find two more sorry specimens to beat up, before they also don't give me a key. However, I do snap a picture of it and send it to the local blacksmith.
I can't come down at the moment, so this is what the key looks like. It goes along a bit, then down, then across, then down, then on and up and down, then along and up, down, across, up, down, and then to a point.
After the key is forged, I'm able to barge my way in and confront Mars herself for a fight. But not before Elmer Fudd evolves into a lady and to hopefully be more helpful. I lead Elmer to set up a Reflect to mitigate the Perugly in the back, as Mars's lead Zubat infects us with a Toxic. Then it's off to Spike on a Soft Bite before taking the one shot with a Stab return. Perugly then hits a Fake Out and a Scratch into the Reflect before our return takes it down to its Oranberry. Then after we tank one more Scratch into the red, we're able to take the kill. Oh hi Cheryl, you want a favour? You're afraid to go through this forest alone? Don't worry, if you walk behind me you'll be safe. Not because I'll protect you, but because the bullet spray will be emanating from the front of me. Gym 2 and Gardenia leads with Turtwig as I lead with Spike. Spike hits a hard peck for over half as the adorable turtle sets up a Reflect. Great, we should probably try stall this out so we're not stuck dealing half damage to a rampaging Roserade. So I switched to the Fudd to set up both of my screens, tanking quad resisted Razor Leafs before switching back to Spike in time for their Reflect to wear off. We can then take the Quick KO with another peck and then take out the Charon with 2 returns. At this point our screens have worn off too, but so it goes. The Roserade that comes in immediately outspeeds and hits a magical leaf for 24 HP as our return then deals enough to take Roserade down to the red. Our berry hasn't healed us enough to survive a second one, and I don't think a quick attack kills from here. So I switched to Fudd, taking a Grass Knot and a Poison Sting before hitting back with the one egg move I gave Elmo in hopes he'll be able to be present in the video. Bug Buzz. But even this late game move can't take out the Roserade from this position, and the Gardenia heals. It then takes 3 more Bug Buzzes for Fudd to take the KO for his one and only contribution to this playthrough. This now, right after Spike, gives us access to Space Dandy the Electrike. And with that, the team is coming together nicely. It says he's somewhat of a clown and happily eats anything. Yeah, that fits with the dandy, I know. And with Elmer Fudd having good perseverance, Spike also happily eating anything, and Zoe is mischievous and likes spicy food, the game seems to know exactly what these Pokemon are named for. The Almighty Sinnoh? Yeah, I'd love to have that or those stuffed up on my wall. We then wait until 3:50 in the morning to do the assault on Team Galactic, and what are you guys doing up? Well, whatever, Jupiter time. She leads Zubat as I have Fudd set up a Reflect before switching to Dandy to take the one shot with a Spark. Skuntank is in second, hitting a rough Night Slash for a quarter before we Thunder Wave to make this boss fight more manageable. It's then back to Fudd as Skuntank whiffs a Poison Gas and then our Reflect wears off. But seeing my opportunity, I have Fudd Encore the Poison Gas before switching to Spike to be able to take the kill safely with a few returns.
I get so lonely sometimes.
Everyone remember to call your parents and remind them you love them. Cynthia, what are you doing wandering the streets at 4 in the morning? So I can run away from the egg responsibility by going back to the Pokemon Center, but not by going slightly to the right? I guess it kind of makes sense, since that's the way she's facing. And we get a bike. Now, as long as this is kind of like a horse, we should be able to get some hunting trick shots on this, if we're just able to copy what the Mongols were doing. And remember to always get Earthquake. You only get one of this TM. A Baneri? It's coming right for us!
My baby!
In the forest with spotlights. Shooting and fighting whatever steps into your view. I miss this. Which is why we need to get that hunting license back. And with the new level cap, Dandy can evolve into his spikier form. And I could evolve Zoe into either a Gorbus, which would make me want to
Catch my fish.
and would give me a second special attacker, but I decide a Hunter would be more appropriate for a member of Huntrix. So Fantina time, and a Miss Magius in the back is terrifying. I lead with Dandy against the Duskull, hitting a Spark for under half as she just uses Future Sight. A second Spark then brings the Skull into the red and paralyzes it as she misses a Wisp. I Spark again as Fantina heals, taking 12 HP from a Future Sight. Fourth Spark then high rolls and we get the KO. Miss Magius is second, and I click the most obvious Thunder Wave in my life to make this thing manageable as we get hit with the Confuse Ray. I then switch to Fudd, taking a rough Shadow Ball for under half. Because of the paralysis, we're able to outspeed, setting up a light screen as the second Shadow Ball hits us to our berry. We then encore the Shadow Ball as we have a normal type as Miss Magius just gets fully paralyzed. We then switch safely to Spike, and from here Fantina can either continue to Shadow Ball for 0 damage or switch and take double damage Pursuit. She chooses to stay in, taking Pursuit after Pursuit, using a second heal, and then when the Encore wears off, getting a single Psybeam in that would have flat out killed us if it crit. But with that Pokemon out of the way, the remaining Haunter is no threat as we're just able to Thunder Wave, Spark, and Pursuit it down. And that's the third badge! And this gives us Spiritomb the Deadpool. And this gives us Deadpool the Spiritomb. And while Zoe didn't get to do anything against Fantina, she does get to strut her stuff against Peter's monkey by hitting a Water Pulse after he punched her. And... hey! Where do you think you're running off to? The wind is my rolling sea, the towering waves shaped me. Crash, crash, crash awake, crash, crash, crash awake. I'm the tidal force of power to wash you away. Put out the fire, crash awake. Run from electricity, crash awake. My theme song will be even better since I can just use something in the public domain. Before the 4th gym of Maylene, we get to evolve Spike into his even spikier form, Dodrio. We lead Deadpool against Metatite, taking a soft Rock Tomb for 10 HP before getting the one-shot with a Stab Ominous Wind. Second is Machoke, who just sets up a Focus Energy while we hit a Psychic down to the red. We can then priority Sucker Punch to make sure not to take any more damage as Maylene is the only gym leader without heals for some reason. El Icario is last, and while he can outspeed and hit Metal Claws, our Psychics do more damage, so we're able to win the Slogfest. That's badge 4 and now grants us Cow the Miltank, which... Wait, Milk Drink is a field move? So what can it do? Oh, it appears to drain Cow's HP and give it to Deadpool. I guess that could be the funny drawing for this episode. Oh hey, it's Investigus Virginus. You insult me to my face? How very uncouth of you. You see, it's this type of Reddit talk that means you're never gonna get laid, looker. Well, at least before the next gym we have to face Peter again. And once more his monkey comes out and uses Flame Wheel, we can have Zoe tank the hit, then hit a water move for over half, and then finish the job with— hey, what are you running off to again?
I joined Mr. Wake as an apprentice. Like, I want my own theme song.
The public domain, man, I'm telling you, everyone will be able to find a great song in there. So next we take on Peter's master, Crash Awake, as he leads Gyarados against Dandy, but we all know what's gonna happen here. Second is Quagsire, so we switch to Cal on a Mud Shot. We then Body Slam for under half, and we're able to heal off the Mud Shots with a Milk Drink. Then hit Quagsire down to the red and get Yawn, so we make the safe switch to Spike on a heal. A Silk Scarf boosted stab return then just fails to get the kill as we get hit with a Rock Tomb for under half. But not to fret, as a quick attack from there can get the KO. It's then back to Dandy to eat an Ice Fang and zap the Ace Float Cell into next week. With our 5th gym, we're able to recruit the strongest, most accurate Australian to have ever lived, Liam McCragan. And if there are any
platypides
out there,
No, I know, it sounds wrong, but it's actually right.
they better start running now, since it's the only way they'll be able to live another second.
Oh, one more thing.
platypid
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
Hey Pokemon Platinum, what sound does a bomb make again?
Doom!
Thanks, Pokemon Platinum. From the prints left in the sand, using my hunter instincts, I conclude he went this way. Go get him, Dandy! Don't forget Shadow Ball, kids. Or to pop into this guy's house at 5:59 in the morning to get the choice specs, because I know Dandy's gonna love them. In fact, watch him fry this incel's chud kids in one shot apiece. An upgrade to my Pokedex that lets it display both male and female Pokemon? As a lifelong hunter, I am well aware how to check for these things. You spot the one with antlers, you spot the one without antlers, you shoot both and you tell any gaming commissioner you thought the antlerless one was just a juvenile. Honest. Well, Peter fight bridge time, and this time I switched in Joey against his monkey. Surely he'll switch to Roselia as he did the 2 previous fights. Oh, come on, man, I don't know whether you're coming or going. At least we can get that satisfying dive cleanup. It's then just a matter of getting strength from Mr. Steel Wheel Girl Riley and then gym time. Well, not before Liam can evolve into his ferocious snowman form, but against Byron we have the quickly rising star of the show, Dandy, just use Specs Flamethrower against his first 2 Pokemon, getting 1-shots. Then to not die to a Metal Burst, we have Deadpool lay a curse on the Bastiodon, and just have Miltank sip on some milk as we wait for the Bastiodon to go down. Turn by turn. So easy gym, although I can't say Dandy is being particularly humble about it.
You can go suck on it.
We now get one of the most skilled hunters on our team, Buffy, and she's here to non-binarily slay. It's then some library nerd time until it gets interrupted by a huge explosion we hear from across the country, and that somehow gets reported live from the scene on TV? So either Team Plasma were live streaming their entire terrorist plot to bomb, drain, and terrorize the lake, or there's a full TV reporter camera crew that just so happened to be having a picnic at the lake and didn't die or get deafened by such a loud explosion. Wait, so if Lake Verity didn't need to be drained to get the legendary Pokemon, why did the other one need to be? No, you are not learning Memento, Deadpool. Candace time, and once again it will be an all-star performance from Dandy himself. He specs Flamethrower against the lead Sneasel for the one-shot, as he does for the follow-up Piloswine, Frostlass, and Abomasnow. Easiest Candace fight possibly ever in history. And of course Dandy can't help but be humble again.
You can go suck on it.
This does now give us our first Game Warden, Brutus, who I would have screen recorded and gotten some footage for a joke if Activision didn't decide they're done letting us play old games and having fun. Also, the fuck you mean Brutus can't learn Drain Punch? What are those fists and that fighting type and that attack stat even for if you can't use a good punching attack? Then turns out I have to get sent on another quest, this time to infiltrate and take down the Team Galactic headquarters. I guess if Team Galactic destroy the world, there'll be no gyms in Elite Four to pay Peter to get my hunting license back. So through I go, cleaning out the base including the Alpha Incel Cyrus, as Dandy can once again fry every bird out of the sky with Specs Thunderbolt. It's in Saturn squashing time as I have to in order to free the pixies. Although as a hunter, freeing things isn't really my style.
Yuxi is sealed inside. It appears to be suffering, with eyes squeezed shut.
But Yuxi's eyes are always shut.
Mesprit is sealed inside. It appears to be suffering with its tail twitching.
Mesprit's tail is always twitching.
Azelf is sealed inside. It appears to be suffering, with racking shudders.
I think it might just have a cold, you guys. Observe, if you will, my hole. Excuse me? Oh, that hole. Right. Anyway, it's the Jupiter and Mars double battle next, and I lead my trusty Specs Dandy into their 2 Bronzors. A Flamethrower takes one clean out, as it's the other that sets up Light Screen, and Munchlax stockpiles. Skuntank is second and wanting to take out one side first, we Flamethrower into it, doing under half. The Skuntank then Poison Jabs back, and crits.
You can go suck on it, you arrogant little cockroach.
At least we get a static proc as Munchlax just hits itself from a Confuse Ray. I send out Cow as our next best option, hitting a Strength on Skuntank to hit to berry range, eating a soft extra sensory from Bronzor as Skuntank Poison Jabs Munchlax, who just screeches the Bronzor. A second strength hits Skuntank into the red as Cow now gets confused by Confuse Ray and Munchlax gets taken out by a Night Slash. I think it goes without saying that Peter really is useless and ineffective. Peter then sends in Staraptor. Cow hits herself as Staraptor finishes Skuntank with a takedown and gets hit with an extra sensory. Golbat is last from Jupiter, but yet again Cow hits herself in confusion as Staraptor doesn't even take the kill with a close combat on the -2 Bronzor. Golbat just mean looks Cow, so small chance we're in trouble. Staraptor then quick attacks for the quick kill on Bronzor. Cow finally snaps out of confusion to hit a Thunder Punch for over half, and Golbat hits a Sludge Bomb on Staraptor into the red. Frogly comes in, and of course being the fastest thing this side of the Swan, takes the KO on Staraptor with an Aerial Ace. Cow can then Thunder Punch the Golbat, and now it's just a 2v1. From here, Cow can drink her milk, watching the Heracross and Frogly hit each other into the red, then take the KO on the winning Frogly. Final Golbat is then no problem for Cow and Floatzel. Dialga and Palkia then get summoned, and Giratina becomes enraged and kidnaps Cyrus from this realm, which as it turns out is bad news, because while we could just let him die of starvation in that world, he was our ride from the galactic base, and he alone has the car keys to get us home, so Cynthia and I must go after him. We then take the elevator down, and have to fight this incel to get him out of his room. I'm in the distortion world. Cyrus leads Houndoom as we lead Brutus. Houndoom just misses a Thunderfang as we slap the sleep out of this puppy with a wake-up slap, hitting down to the red. Cyrus heals, so we simply slap the puppy around some more. We then take under half from a Thunderfang, which of course paralyzes, before the final slaps get the KO. What I could have done though is teach Brutus Vacuum Wave from the move tutor to have some priority in situations like this. But I ain't doing Calix, and I thought that would kill. Crobat is second, and without Dandy, I feel lost, so I turn to Buffy to get the job done reliably. We get confused on the switch and get tickled by an Air Slash before setting up a Future Swipe, which could come in handy. We then click Psychic as Cyrus switches? Huh? That's so weird, since although the Switch A can predict a safe switch to a move it's immune to, Future Sight does typeless damage in Gen 4, so it can still hit Honchkrow. We then have to get out of the way of the incoming heat wave, so it's Cow that ends up getting a little toasted as the Future Sight does equal solid chip to the dark type Honchkrow. Cow then milk drinks. I completely forgot we outspeed, but since the Honchkrow just misses a heat wave, this turns out great for us. A Thunder Punch from Cow then knocks the Crow down to a 5th as we take 40 HP from a Night Slash. One last Thunder Punch is able to take the KO from there. Back in comes Crobat, and wanting to preserve Cow, we switch back to Buffy for her to finish what she started, once again getting confused on the switch. We once again get a Future Sight off as Air Slash just tickles us. After another Air Slash, Buffy then hits herself, and the follow-up Air Slash takes her down to a berry and flinches her. Future Sight then fails? Huh? We then get flinched again. We then set up another Future Sight for the hell of it after another Air Slash. We then get confused but pull through and finally deal damage to this Crobat with a Stab Psychic, taking it down to the red. Another Air Slash then gets the flinch as Future Sight fails again? So, turns out not only can Future Sight deal typeless damage on Dark types and Wonder Guard Pokemon in this generation, but it can also miss with not 100% accuracy. This move is crazy! We then hit ourselves again, we then get flinched again, as another Air Slash takes us down to the red. We finally deal damage and take down the Crobat with a Psychic. Gyarados is 4th, and I'm missing Dandy once again. I switch to Liam, luckily taking a resisted Waterfall and setting up the Hell for residual damage on everyone. Not wanting to take a resisted hit, we make the safe switch to Deadpool on an Ice Fang that freezes. We are able to thaw out, hitting a Sucker Punch before tanking a Waterfall that barely would have killed us if it crit, which is why I'm so afraid of this thing. But after our berry, there isn't anyone I think I can risk to this monster, so I hit another Sucker Punch, thankfully not getting crit by the Waterfall, and we survive the hail damage. We then make the safe switch to Cow as Cyrus heals. Cow is then able to get the outspeed, hitting a Thunder Punch for just not enough. We're going to eat a chunk from a Waterfall that, with hail, takes us down to our berry. The Gyarados, maddeningly, survives the hail too. We're able to milk drink to full before Gyarados hits one final Waterfall and goes down to the hail. Weavile is last, but since this isn't a modern competitive set, it doesn't have Brick Break, so we just need to not get crit or frozen by Fake Out and Ice Punch, stay healthy with milk drink, and take the KO with a few Fire Punches, and that's Cyrus defeated and our car keys returned. In order to escape, we have to use a tool I've never had to rely on my entire life. Spike Spiegel contains within him a skill, a very particular ability he's had with him from the start of this journey, since I picked him up from the first gym. And now, after having inherited this trait from his ancestors, he shares it with me today to take on the Lord of the Shadow World.
Run away! Run away!
Well, it's next morning and... Damn it, why is my journal saying that Cyrus belongs to the Distortion World? You're not indigenous to that place, Cyrus. You're a closeted incel that needs to get out of your room. It's cultural appropriation from Giratina to start living there and not coming out. Now to use our one and only Earthquake TM, I decide to put it on Milk Tank. Although for this 8th gym, I lead Liam against the Jolteon. Jolteon just misses an Iron Tail as a Stab Blizzard does over half. The second Iron Tail connects though, and does under half as our second Blizzard gets the KO. Raichu is second, and we're able to dodge a Focus Blast by switching to Deadpool. The Fat Rat then goes for a Charge Beam that does tiny damage as our Stab Dark Pulse does over half. A follow-up Charge Beam hits us to half as our Dark Pulse low rolls to not take out the Raichu, but thanks to the Hail Chip, it manages to go down. With the heal from our Berry and not great switches, I stay in against the Electivire, but as evident from the damage there, I shouldn't have. We were dead to a crit, but our Dark Pulse hits for solid damage. I then pivot through Buffy, tanking a Thunder Punch on the switch to get Cow in on a non-stab Fire Punch. Cow can then outspeed and take the KO with an Earthquake. Luxray is last, and Cow is feeling particularly impatient, getting a crit Earthquake to finish us up nicely. Ah! He's coming right for us! Was that your friend? For the purposes of insurance? No, I've never met that man before in my life. But after the final gym badge, we finally get a physical water HM, as well as grabbing us our second warden, Ingo the Feraligatr, from the box. Oh hey, Peter. Oh, your mum wanted me to give you this box.
Oh boy, I wonder what's inside.
It's a pipe bomb!
Elite 4 time, and I decided to bring Spike the Dodrio, Cal the Miltank, Deadpool the Spiritomb, Ingo the Feraligatr, Brutus the Poliwrath, and Liam the Abomasnow. And with these, we're gonna get my hunting license back or die trying. Bug Boy Aaron first, and Spike immediately shows him what for with a Drill Peck one-shot against his Yanmega. Drapion is second, so I switch to Ingo on the resisted Ice Fang. A Stab Waterfall then hits for under half as a Cross Poison hits for slightly less. We repeat this as Drapion gets hit down to his berry. One more round and we get hit to our berry before Aaron heals, letting us get one more in for free. We then switch to Cow and a very weak Cross Poison and hit down to the red with an Earthquake, tanking another Cross Poison. Another Earthquake kills and Heracross comes in third, so we switch to Deadpool on the close combat. We then eat a rough Megahorn deep into berry range before our Psychic does over half. We can now switch to Spike on a missed Megahorn and take the KO with a Drill Peck. Vespiquen the Bespiquen is fourth, except no it isn't, down it goes to a Drill Peck. Last is that damn Scizor, and I'm glad to have the fire coverage in the form of Cow's Fire Punch, which gets the clean one-shot. Bertha is second and she leads Wish Cash, so I have her get absolutely donked by a Woodhammer. Gliscor is second, wanting to Fire Fang, giving us a safe switch to Ingo. Our Waterfall is not quite strong enough to get the KO on this tanky boy, so we eat a rough Earthquake. But since this traps Bertha into healing, our Waterfalls eventually get through. And since Waterfall is quite effective against Golem and Rhyperior, they each go down to a single shot. And furthermore, since we've had a Metronome this entire time, by the time Hippowdon comes out, it too goes down to a single shot, even though it's a fairly good defensive wall. Flint is third, and again, a good Water Metronomer is all you need. Waterfall takes down Houndoom, Monkey... Wait, Monkey lived?! Well, at least Monkey flinched. So after heal, Monkey go down too. Rapidash and Magmortar also go down, the latter leaving a burn on poor Ingo. Flareon is last, but we can switch to Brutus on an overheat, and Waterfall takes it down in one shot. Lucian is last, and this guy is actually pretty tricky. His team is just so well rounded for a Gen 4 game. He leads Mr. Mime against Deadpool. He decides to set up a Reflect, eating a Dark Pulse into the red, and after a round of healing, using a single Thunderbolt before going down. Espeon second, and to make use of my few safe switches to use everyone, I switch to Cow on an immune Shadow Ball. From there, we eat a rough stab Psychic for under half as a return does pitiful damage before the Reflect wears off. Since another Psychic is coming, we can switch back to Deadpool, then to Spike on an also immune Shadow Ball. A return from my much faster and stronger normal type can then take the KO. And thankfully this positions us for Lucian to bring out his biggest threat, his Gallade, while we have a flying type on the field. So we get the Drill Peck for the clean one-shot. Alakazam is fourth with its paper defenses, so it's just going to be if I outspeed. I take the chance and get rewarded with a clean KO. Bronzong is last, and since Lucian still has heals and this thing can boost with Calm Mind and has great defensive typing, we just switch to Deadpool, lay a curse on it, and just like Bastiodon, sit back and let nature take its course. And by nature, of course, mean the souls of the damned exacting their revenge. And just like that, we're up to Cynthia, where it all went wrong last time. Except this time we've got... well, we've got less stupid names than Ka-Ching Ching. And while it would be funny to lead Scrappy Cow to wake up slap hit Cynthia's Spiritomb for super effective damage for once in their life, I decide we need an honor battle between them and Deadpool. Cynthia's immediately outspeeds, hits a Dark Pulse for almost half, and gets a flinch. Okay, honor battle lost. Abort, abort. Well, we do each let out one more Dark Pulse before I switch to Brutus on the Shadow Ball this time, since of course Cynthia knew the Dark Pulse would be resisted. Brutus is having none of this though, and hits a Waterfall crit to take out the 108 souls from where it stands. Roserade second, so we switch to Spike on an Energy Ball and get the clean one-shot with another Drill Peck. Togekiss is third, and I didn't have a great switch, so we just hit a stab return for over half as an Aura Sphere comes out and takes down Spike. Angels are falling indeed. Ingo can then come out from there, outspeed and take the KO with a Waterfall. Garchomp finally comes out, and this is actually a great position for us, all things considered. Our Ice Fang hits for quad effective damage into Garchomp's berry range before her neutral Dragon Rush does the same to us. But since we're faster, we're able to take the KO on the following turn. El Ucario is 5th, eating a Waterfall for about half before his Aura Sphere hits us down to 48 HP. El Ucario then extreme speeds to try and get the kill before hitting us down to just 3 HP. Aww, always coming up short there, I see. Our superpower is then able to grab the kill from there, which we didn't use first since the defense drop would mean the E-speed would have actually killed us. Milotic is last, and it's just a cow to hit a few returns before Liam can come in
This looks like a job for Natasha.
and use his biggest wood hammer yet for the final kill, getting us into the Hall of Fame in Sinnoh finally. And more importantly, reinstating my hunting license. Come on guys, let's go hunting!
I always will remember 'twas a year ago November I went out to hunt some deer on a morning bright and clear. I went and shot the maximum the game laws would allow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. I was in no mood to trifle, I took down my trusty rifle and went out to stalk my prey. What a haul I made that day. I tied them to my fender and I drove them home somehow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. The law was very firm, it took away my permit, the worst punishment I ever endured. It turned out there was a reason, cows were out of season and one of the hunters wasn't insured. People ask me how I do it, and I say there's nothing to it. You just stand there looking cute, and when something moves, you shoot. There's 10 stuffed heads in my trophy room right now. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. Yes, the law was very firm, it took away my permit, the worst punishment I ever endured. It turned out there was a reason, cows were out of season, and one of the hunters wasn't insured. People ask me how I do it, and I say there's nothing to it. You just stand there looking cute, and when something moves, you shoot. And there's 10 stuffed heads in my trophy room right now. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a purebred Guernsey cow.
Well, back to Pacopia, the game that has been taking up all my time, despite its flaws.
Hey, I can fly!
Speaking of flying, if only there was a way for you to get up there faster, Articuno. Puppy, we're in a cave, you can't see the stars. And Ling Ling, I think we're gonna have to send you to HR, or rather PR.